Hey, what's going on? And welcome to this training today where, dude, just like the title says, I'm going to show you how to do this for yourself, but I'm going to walk you through the process that we used with one of our clients. His name's John Falkowski. I'm going to show you the exact growth mindset hack that we used to help him grow his business to the 7-figure level and really reclaim control of his life as well. He went through a lot of other changes other than just his business and his income, which typically happens when you transform your mind at the deepest level. Everything that's an extension of your life also changes because your life is an extension of you. And we're going to talk about why that's true. We're going to talk about a little neuroscience. We're going to talk a lot about some quantum physics and epigenetics. Not too much about that stuff. Don't worry, it's super easy. And then at the very end, I'm going to walk you through the actual mindset hack meditation that we used with John so that you can actually create massive shifts in your life and your business that will have tangible impacts, that will have tangible change will happen as a result of doing this mindset meditation, and it will pour directly into your life, your business, your income, and you'll see why. So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here so you can focus on what we got at hand. So if you can see this simple flow chart here, we have inner activity, outer activity, and results. And this, I wish, like once someone showed this to me, it helped me grow my coaching business to the 6-figure level in less than 6 months without any ad spend. Like this truly helped me grasp things. And then here at Wake Up Wealthy, using this model, we hit the 7-figure level in less than a year, again, with no ad spend. And so I want you to see why this model works when it comes to performance, mindset, and really using a growth mindset, hacking your own mindset to create real tangible results. So your inner activity is literally what's going on in your inner world at all times. At any point, when you're awake, you're thinking, you are operating under beliefs, and you are feeling some kind of emotion. And it doesn't matter if you're feeling intense emotions or very, very, very subtle emotions. At any point in time, you're thinking something, you're operating under a certain belief system, and there's emotions going through your body. This is, the more self-aware we become, the more we see that this is true. Every human everywhere is going through this. And essentially, this is called your self-image, right? How you see yourself is the accumulation of what you think about others and what you think about yourself, what you believe about others, what you believe about yourself, and how you feel, your emotions about others and your emotions about yourself. All of that comes into create your self-image, really truly how you see yourself in your entirety and how you fit in the world. Now, your inner activity drives your outer activity, meaning what we think, what we believe, what we feel, our self-image heavily influences the caliber and consistency of what we do, right? Now, a lot of people, they go, well, hey man, wait a minute. No. I could be in a really bad mood and still force myself to take action. Yes, you can, but understand that in that moment, you forced yourself into a different emotional state in order to take that action. We can all agree that when we feel very clear, very calm, and very certain, we take action differently than when we are operating from a place of doubt, insecurity, anxiety, right? We act differently. The caliber and consistency of what we do is directly linked to our inner activity, our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, and essentially our self-image. Now, where do results come from? I asked this to clients, and we've helped hundreds and hundreds of guys scale to the multiple 6 and 7-figure level. And like no one can really answer this question directly without thinking about it for a second. Where do results come from? Where does your income come from? Or the revenue that you see every quarter within your business? Or when you look in the mirror, where does your body come from? When you see how happy or unhappy your relationships are in your life, where does that come from? Where does life come from? A lot of us react to life as if it's just coming out of the ground or poofing out of the air. We react to life, but if you really truly look at where all this stuff, where did it come from? It's a direct accumulation of the caliber and consistency of your action. And so once you can really start to adopt this model, the results you can see are directly determined by the caliber and consistency of what you do, and the caliber and consistency of what you do is truly determined by your inner activity. So if you want to create change in the result level, start at the source, at the inner activity. And so one thing I want to teach you about is called the default mode network. Now, this is a very important term in psychology and also in neuroscience, but your default mode network is an actual part of your brain. It starts here, kind of goes down here, and then wraps back around. Your default mode network is essentially your identity. It's all the neural pathways. It's all the neural synapses and connections that reaffirm who you think you are. So the thoughts you think the most often, the beliefs you live by most often, the emotions you feel most often, your self-image is essentially called the default mode network. right? And so this is essentially where your ego or your default personality lives. And most people, they get stuck on this loop because they think, feel, and believe the same things. So that drives them to do the same things with a relative similar capacity, caliber, and consistency of action. And those things produce very predictable, repeatable results. And so a lot of people, they think a certain way, they act a certain way, and then they look at these certain results and they go, see, this is my life. I make this much money. I come from this place. These are my limits, right? This is called a fixed mindset. And what happens is we create this self-fulfilling prophecy. We think a certain way, we act a certain way, we create a certain level of results, and then we look at those results and we go, this is who I am. This is who I am. And this isn't good, bad, right, or wrong, but this is how most people are living their reality. And this creates what's called the default mode network. We just simply go, okay, this is who I am. But it's important to understand, where do your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions come from? I know when we really pay attention, we can choose them, right? If we really concentrate, we can choose our thoughts, we can choose our beliefs. We can make ourselves feel something differently, temporarily. But the vast majority, and I'm sure you've heard this, your subconscious mind over 90% of the time is really controlling what you're thinking, what you're believing, how you're feeling, and your self-image. So really, your subconscious mind is determining your inner activity, which is then spilling into your outer activity, which is then actually creating your results. So your subconscious mind is really what's driving the show here. And so what I want you to do is look at this timeline here. Think of this timeline as your life, right? Over here on the left is when you were born. Over here on the right is, let me get this little thingy out here. Little pointer, right? Over here is where you were born. Over here is where you are today. Now these red X's represent negative experiences. Now, the most advanced science, neuroscience, behavioral science, evidence-based psychology, it's showing us that our neural pathways, our neural networks, even the way our DNA expresses itself, it's shaped heavily by our past events. And every single human has trauma. Even if you come from a great background with great loving parents and you went to great schools, trauma is simply something that exceeds our current threshold of stress at that time. That's all trauma is. It's an event that when it happens to us, it exceeds our threshold of understanding. It exceeds our threshold of stress response. And so because we're all babies born with a threshold of 0, it doesn't matter if you have a very, very rough upbringing or a very, very, what we would call comfortable upbringing. We all have events that exceed our threshold because we start with a threshold of 0. And so these events on our past, these events on our timeline, some of them we remember, some of them we don't remember. But these events, they shape our neural networks. They shape how our DNA expresses itself. There's a whole entire field of biology called epigenetics that is showing that our genes and our DNA are not static. It's not just the one card we're dealt from our parents. Our DNA is fluctuating. There's certain things and genes that are turning on and certain genes that are turning off based on what we're experiencing, how we're feeling, what we're learning, who we're around. Your DNA is fluid. Your brain is plastic, neuroplasticity. All of this can change. But what happens is people get stuck because these negative experiences shape their neural networks, which basically, if you think about what that means, it means that, oops, wrong screen. So essentially what happens is these negative experiences, they shape our mindset, right? If you come up here, you'll see they heavily shape what we think, what we believe, and how we feel about ourselves. We like to think it's that we have full control of ourselves every single moment, but the truth, and some people do, people that do a lot of self-work and do a lot of meditation and all that, they do have more control over what they think, believe, and how they feel. But for the most of us, no one's ever taught us how to maximize that technology. So a lot of us, these events on our past timeline are the things that heavily shape our interactivity, and our interactivity shapes our outer activity, and our outer activity shapes our life. So a lot of us are walking around with a default mode network from a past we didn't even choose, from past events that we didn't even sign up for. And that's why a lot of us feel stuck. And that's why using a growth mindset hack, you can actually change your inner activity, which will change your outer activity, which will drastically change the results. And I'm going to show you how, again, we use this hundreds of times with guys in our group, but I'm using our guy, John Falkowski, specifically just because he's an awesome dude. He was just here in Austin visiting, and I want to give him some props because he's a beast, right? So let's look at, okay, so fixed mindset is someone who lives like this. They think the same way and believe the same way and feel the same way over and over and over again. They act relatively the same way, especially once willpower runs out. They act the same way. They follow the same patterns, and they relatively stay within the same level of results over and over and over again. And they go, this is me. This is my life. This is what I'm capable of. That's a fixed mindset, right? So your default mode network, which is just your most commonly thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you can actually change that. You can actually change that. And that's called a growth mindset, right? And so when you think about a growth mindset is just the opposite of a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset is that. It's that repeated process over and over and over again. That's all it is. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you don't have to see all my tabs, right? So when we think about your inner activity and we think about your mindset, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, it also includes your assumptions and expectations, what you assume is going to happen, what you expect from others, what you expect from yourself, right? We don't want all that to stay stuck. We have gifts within us. We have goals bigger than the life we're currently living. That's why you're watching this video. You have goals bigger than your life right now. You have financial goals. You have business goals. You have professional goals. You want to probably create a big impact in this world and leave a legacy and have an amazing time with your family. Odds are you want something more. You want to be, have, and do more than what you currently are right now. That's fine. We're humans. We're here to evolve. That's a good thing. And so a growth mindset is the opposite of a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is saying, hey, none of this is set in stone. None of this, just because this is the way it's been, doesn't mean that all of this has to keep repeating until the end of time. A growth mindset accepts that I can actually remove the influence of these negative experiences from my timeline and free myself so that I can change my inner activity, which means I change my outer activity, which means I change the results I experience. Cause and effect. It's a beautiful thing. Now, using a growth mindset, there's two of the quickest and most efficient ways. I know we love speed, right? Especially when you're in business. We love when shit moves quickly. We love speed. So the two quickest ways to utilize a growth mindset is one, new experiences. Experiences shape your neural pathways, your neural networks. New experiences trigger changes in your DNA, changes in your genetic expression so that you will literally change from the inside out, right? So new experiences. And that could be as something as, going to a new park in your town. It could be as serious as going to South America and doing plant medicine, right? New experiences momentarily disrupt your default mode network. They disrupt your old sense of self, and then your mind recreates itself. So new experiences is one of the quickest ways. And again, don't overthink it. New restaurants, trying new hobbies, traveling to new places, hiring coaches, joining new programs, being around new people, immersing yourself in new thought processes. Like, these are all experiences that will reshape your neural networks. They will use a growth mindset because your brain, neuroplasticity, your brain can change and grow and adapt. New experiences is one of the quickest and most effective ways to change your default mode network, which means you can change your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, your self-image, so that you can change the caliber and consistency of what you do, so you can change the results you experience with less effort. Now, what we're going to show you, because this is something at Wake Up Wealthy, we live by 4 principles: mind, body, spirit, business. And so when it comes to mind, every single guy that joins our program, they go through a very, very, very robust mindset shifting protocol. We call it the mastery method. Every single client goes through this digital learning experience called the mastery method. In the mastery method are very powerful neuroscientifically engineered meditations and hypnosis sessions that help people change their mind from the inside out. Literally hack into the unconscious mind and remove the bits and pieces that cause limitation and frustration, kind of like remodeling a house. And then you can put upgraded patterns, upgraded thoughts, upgraded beliefs. It sounds like science fiction, but again, the most recent scientific evidence is showing us that this is how transformation really happens. This is how transformation really happens. And so if you go back up here, back to this timeline, right? These negative experiences in your past, or my past, or anybody's past, your parents' past, everybody has this. You can actually change how you perceive these negative experiences. Your unconscious mind is holding on to these experiences right now, and therefore they are impacting how you think, feel, and believe. But through neuroscience and very specific meditative practices, which I will lead you through, you can actually enter your unconscious mind where all of these events are being stored, and you can change your perception of these events so that they no longer have a negative hold in your mind and in your DNA. And when you do that, guess what? Everything changes. Your inner activity changes, your outer activity changes, and your results change. And so just really quickly before I walk you through, I'm going to walk you through this meditation, and then you can actually click one of the links below and download it. So you can have it, use it, with your morning routine. You can use it before you go to bed. You can use it when you get stressed. Use this as much as you want. I'm going to walk you through it in a second, and then you can take it home, right? But I want you to see, and one of the reasons why I use John, he joined our group maybe 6 months ago, right? Literally, you can't make this stuff up. When he joined, he was broke. Literally, he was afraid to check his mail because he didn't want to look at his bills because his lights, his electricity was about to be shut off. He was 70 pounds overweight. He was drunk. He was literally in and out of rehab. He was drunk. He was depressed, and he just had no direction. And in not that much time, he's already scaled to making $100K a month. He's already at that 7-figure level. He's lost 70 pounds. He's been sober for 6 months, right? One of the hardest addictions to kick is substance abuse. He's, again, just these small tweaks in his mind has given him absolute control of his life. So he's sober. He's excited. He's certain about his life's directions. He's traveling the country. He's working from all over the world. Right? So I want, and within Wake Up Wealthy, we literally have hundreds of these. We literally have hundreds of testimonials. We have, which you can actually check out. If you can go to the masterymethod.com, you can check them out, or I'm sure there's links somewhere around this video. You can check them out. This is kind of normal. This is the normal. When you leverage the most powerful neuroscience, you activate your own technology, your mind and your body and your unconscious mind and your hormones and your DNA. We all have this incredible technology within us to become massive creators, massive leaders, massive action takers, rich people who help people. It's all within us. And so again, just if someone who's literally broke, overweight, addicted to drugs and alcohol, and uncertain of their life's direction, if certain tweaks like this can help them go to the 7-figure level, get in amazing shape, take care of their body, and get excited about life again, imagine what it can do for you. So get comfortable. Get comfortable if you're driving or you're somewhere public. Save this meditation for when you are somewhere you can really concentrate in quiet. And all you have to do is sit down and put in your headphones and follow along.
Hey, and welcome to this neuroplastic meditation that has been scientifically engineered to help you in the best way possible to create very strategic changes in your unconscious mind and your programming to set you up for greater levels of success and empowerment going forward. Now, there's a few things I want to share with you before we begin the meditation. And the first one is that your experience level with meditation does not matter. You can be an experienced meditator of years, or this could literally be your first time. Right now, make the decision to suspend all assumptions and all expectations. There's literally no wrong way to do this. The only right way to do this is to sit in a comfortable position, a quiet place where there will be no distractions. Headphones are strongly encouraged, and simply follow along with the words that are spoken in this recording. That is it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So remove all pressure. Remove all expectations, assumptions, and judgments, and simply understand that this proven process that is about to begin will work for you if you simply allow your brain to just follow along and do whatever it wants to do in response to the words that you are hearing. And a really, really quick understanding of what is about to transpire in this effective meditation session is through certain relaxation techniques, we are able to access the unconscious mind where a lot of our memories and a lot of our habits and patterns are stored. And we call it the unconscious mind because our unconscious mind, like a very large supercomputer, holds all of this data and information for us, whether we're aware of it or not. Just like we're not aware of every single gigabyte of information in our computer, it's still all in there, and it can be summoned at the click of a mouse. And so what we're going to do is access some of these memories, access some of these perceptions and patterns, and just allow them to change. And so as long as you just follow along with the words, you will have an immensely successful meditation session. So when you are ready, sit in a comfortable position, and preferably sitting on a chair with your feet firmly planted on the floor. If you are sitting on a couch with your legs crossed Indian style, that's also fine. I recommend not doing this laying down because you may drift off into sleep. So, once you are finally situated and sitting comfortably with a straight spine to the best of your ability, a proud straight spine, while also remaining comfortable, when you are ready to begin this transformative process, you will close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose and release an exhale through your mouth, signaling to your unconscious mind that this transformative process has begun. And as you simply place your awareness on your body, notice how your body functions when you get out of the way. Notice that you don't have to control anything. Simply witness how your body breathes. Simply witness how your lungs expand and contract, how your diaphragm rises and sinks. Simply witness how your heart beats effortlessly and consistently to spread life and nutrients and oxygen throughout every cell of your body. Simply pay attention and notice just how effortlessly your body functions when you observe it. And as you observe your body, notice how your feet are feeling. And notice how your feet feel different than your hands feel and what they're resting on. And relax deeply now. Good. And as you relax deeply, you may allow your mind to wander, or your mind may focus on every word that you are hearing in this moment now. Either way, you can sink deeper into a sleep. And this sleep isn't a conventional sleep. This sleep is a restful state, a restful, relaxing, empowering state where needed change, and I really mean good change, can happen easily and effortlessly here and now. And as you notice your shoulders start to soften, and as you use your exhales to simply sink down into your body, you may relax deeply or you may relax instantly. And as you notice each nerve beginning to rest, and as you notice each cell beginning to relax in your body, you may sink deeper into a sleep now. And this trance that you are finding yourself sinking into is nothing more than a state where your mind is open, receptive, and easily changeable to empowering changes that are occurring now. And as you notice the temperature of the room on your skin, you may notice the feeling of your clothing against your skin. You may notice the feeling of your seat supporting you. You can relax completely now. And as you relax completely, you may notice your mental chatter, or you may notice no chatter at all, and you can sink deeper into a place of stillness. And I really mean stillness. And as you enter this place of stillness, your mind and your unconscious mind become one. And you find that you can relax and really entertain the possibility that change can happen effortlessly today, here, now. And in this relaxed state, you may notice that there's a feeling in your body. And it helps to name this feeling. Maybe the feeling is relaxation. Maybe the feeling is calmness. Maybe the feeling is rest. But whatever you are feeling right now in your body, give it a name. Gently give it a name as you sink deeper into the feeling that is within your body. That's right. And as you name this feeling, amplify this feeling, as much or as little as you want. Simply and easily feel this feeling to its fullest potential now. And you might notice that just below this feeling is another feeling. One step below the good feeling you're feeling now is another good feeling. Permit yourself to go one step deeper, just one level below the current level you're at now. Go there. Explore that feeling. And as you feel that feeling, give that feeling a name. Maybe it's surrender, maybe it's calmness, maybe it's sleep or rest. Whatever you choose to name this feeling, feel it as fully as you can. Explore the depths of this good feeling. Feel how good it feels to embrace this feeling. As you explore how rich and how expansive this good feeling can be, your unconscious mind knows that there's one level below this, just one level below what you're feeling now is another good feeling. With your next breath, go and drop down into this feeling now. And as you explore this feeling, that's one level below the feeling you were just feeling. Explore it, feel it, see it, and give this feeling a name. Perhaps it's safety. Perhaps there is no name and it's just good. But pretend you knew exactly what it was named, and if you could name it, what would you name this feeling now? And as you explore how rich this feeling can be, as you witness how gentle and comforting this feeling can be, simply allow it to wash over you like a big warm blanket now. As you and your unconscious mind become one here now, you can create very powerful, permanent, empowering, and everlasting change in your life. Before you, in your mind's eye, you are going to see a conveyor belt. In front of you, extending from left to right, is a conveyor belt. And in the middle of the conveyor belt is a spotlight shining down from above. Your unconscious mind is a supercomputer that knows all of your memories and all of your patterns. It keeps them there lovingly for you. And your unconscious mind also knows the memories and the pieces of you that you are ready to change and let go of. When you can, simply observe, acknowledge, and accept pieces of yourself or memories from your past without judgment or without guilt or without shame. When you can simply observe, acknowledge, and accept them, they heal. They lose their negative energy and impact. And they leave your life so that you can expand and succeed to something better. So for the next few moments, taking as much time as you need, your unconscious mind is going to present on the conveyor belt memories from your past and pieces of yourself that it knows it's time to observe, witness, accept, and acknowledge without judgment or without shame. And one by one, each memory or each piece of you, the conveyor belt will carry it into the spotlight, and you will simply observe it, accept it, and acknowledge it until its negative impact or negative influence in your life is gone. And once this happens, your unconscious mind will move that image or move that piece of you down the conveyor belt and replace it with another one. This will continue as long as your unconscious mind deems it necessary. And with your next breath, this process will begin now. Continue to simply observe, acknowledge, and accept what your unconscious mind is allowing you to change, perceive, and let go of. And whether it makes sense to your conscious mind or not, your unconscious mind knows the exact precise ways to help you grow, heal, expand, and transform. Trust this process and enjoy this process. And as this process begins to finalize, you can totally permit yourself to love yourself. You can totally permit yourself to love all of the memories that you were shown, to love all of the pieces of yourself that you were shown, knowing that each and every one of those played a precise role in getting you to this exact moment of healing and transformation. And as the conveyor belt carries away these memories, as the conveyor belt carries away these pieces of you that no longer fit, that are no longer needed, you will retain the wisdom and the value from these pieces and experiences. And the conveyor belt will carry away all of the negative energy and all of the negative influence that these pieces and memories had. Release these memories, release these pieces of you by simply surrendering to the process that they will leave on their own accord without any effort. You may feel some energy moving through your body, or you may not feel anything at all. And right now, these negative influences, these negative perceptions are evaporating from your life now. And as you enjoy the process of releasing these energies and and releasing these pieces of yourself, your unconscious mind is going to give you an upgrade. You can simply step out of the way without any effort and allow your unconscious mind to upgrade your neurology and your neural pathways now. Allow your unconscious mind to upgrade every cell in your body, to release empowering and transformative hormones and neuropeptides to complete your transformation now. And as your unconscious mind finalizes these upgrades for you on your behalf, your only role is to enjoy this process, to simply witness it, and understand that your unconscious mind knows the precise ways to transform, heal, and positively change you. And now that these changes have taken place, you will notice that day after day, going forward, week after week, going forward, month after month, going forward, and year after year, going forward, you will be free of some of the negative influences of your past. You will be empowered to replace these with new, positive, and fulfilling patterns, beliefs, and habits, which will ultimately propel you to the levels of success that you know you truly deserve. And that success feels good. You are allowed to feel good in this moment because you are on your road to success. And as we finish this transformative process, it's time to come back up to the surface. As I count up from 1 to 3, you will find yourself returning back to a energetic and awake state of consciousness. 1, starting to feel more of your body, starting to feel more awake. 2, energy rising, eyes beginning to open. And 3, coming totally back to the surface, feeling empowered, feeling wide awake now. Great work. The changes that have just taken place at the unconscious level, they will, while you're sleeping this evening and for the next couple of days, really wire themselves in. And your only job is to enjoy the unfolding of these changes that you created at an unconscious level. The work is done. Great work.